One of my sources of information is a guy's retired forester from Indiana. His name's Ray Major, and he's got a Facebook page called Trees from Seed, and it's really full of good information. So if you're trying to grow native trees, any kind of native tree, any native anything really, um, he's a good source to go to. He's got tons of videos on there. He posted today. He's done shooting new videos, so he's just going to do repeats. But he's got literally like 500 videos. So take your pick. Every species of trees in the eastern area of the United States, that he covers them all. He covers everything from how to preserve the seeds, how to check the seeds for viability, how to get your seeds and to germinate, how to improve, the numbers. Which when I started in 2011, I spread a bunch of acorns, but they didn't survive. Squirrels, whatever got them. Rodents, squirrel animals, Mother Nature. But by going to this video, he shows the different techniques that you can increase survivability to about 70%, which is really good, because if you go online and Google the chances of an acorn becoming a tree, it's like, I don't know, 75,000 acorn to one tree. I mean, it's not very encouraging. So don't go there. But this is true. If you follow his techniques, which I followed, so I'm hoping that come spring and summer, I'm going to see a lot of seedlings down here. It's a cheap way to reforest an area, and I've seen his videos. He's got videos from 10 years ago where he's done parks, Bloomington, Indiana, where it's now 12-foot tall oak trees, sections of it where strictly from acorns, not from transplanted big potted trees or burlap trees, any kind of just acorns. So it's doable. So we'll see. So we're gonna walk down here to this next section, and actually two sections. And these are sections I planted probably about 4 to 5 years ago. So something to compare this new growth here, which is less than 6 months old, which is doing pretty good. And I'm debating on trimming these. I think I'm gonna leave them alone, but I did trim a little in the other section because they are gonna be underwater. These will be underwater, but not as long. So the beavers might come along and chew these down, which they did one year to that one section, and I was upset. I thought, damn, they killed the river cane. Well, they didn't kill the river cane. They actually came back thicker. So not everything is as it seems. Okay, we're back. This is this washout section from about 4 years ago of 2 cottonwood trees that flopped over. Down in the water is a cottonwood tree that flopped over because beavers chewed off the root sections holding the tree up, and the tree flopped over. I actually watched it. It was progressive over a period of about 2 weeks, and then the tree finally flopped over, and you ended up with a huge cutout. So I planted river cane in this area, and that is the only plot that survived. That, and if down in the middle there, you see that orange, there's some there, and it is established, so hopefully that will come back. Why it's so slow coming in on this section, I have no idea. But I'm gonna pan over here to the other section, and you notice, boom, thick river cane is what we like to see. And there's the other cottonwood that I'm referring to. That one, the beavers did not chew that one up. It just was top heavy. It was undercut on the shore, and it flopped over, which is what happens along the shoreline here. But 10 years ago, there used to be probably 100 foot tall cottonwood trees, 100 footers. So now we're down to just a few. So those tall trees you see in the distance, those are cottonwoods. And the other problem with cottonwoods being tall trees is a lot of them get hit by lightning or wind damage. So just in a short time, a lot of them had disappeared. So, but anyway, this is a success story. I didn't put any silky dogwoods in this area back then. I only did river cane. And as you can see, and I gotta be careful here, because these leaves are slippery. And this viney stuff looks like trees. That's actually poison ivy. So if you grab that to steady yourself, you'll probably end up with poison ivy. So there's some more river cane. And there's a young sycamore tree, a gnarly base down there that maybe the beavers got to it and it's shooting a new sprout up. And if you look down there, you can kind of see there's a storm sewer. I don't know if it picked that up or not. Outlet down there, which that's also can be responsible for some of this erosion. But it's a area that is heavy in erosion in this section. The levee system is a wall, and this area is collapsing. This whole area is collapsing. Landslide. So they did work down on that other area, and I didn't put anything back here because they're probably going to bulldoze this and put a wall in. Now we're a little upstream from that cottonwood in the river cane section right below. It's probably 50 yards down. You can't see it, but it's right over that lip of the shoreline there. So this is the cottonwood tree that just flopped over. And this section here, I did not plant anything in. The reason being is this is a work area. They're probably going to end up bulldozing all the way down to the shoreline and putting in, you know, metal wall or something, concrete, whatever. So it's be pointless to try to save this area now. But what I want to show you is there's nothing really established in here except for some surface plants. I mean, there's a couple silver maples down below, but this area hasn't had a chance to stabilize like the other areas. It's a good example of you put the river cane in, stabilize the topsoil, and other things will come in behind it. If you don't, it just keeps washing away and eroding. So that's the point. Welcome back. We're on the last site we're going to visit today. This is a section of a riverbank that a big tree had flopped over, caused a big area of the shoreline to erode away, wash out. So I was able to get to it that spring, and I put in some river cane, which is doing really good. So this is the river cane. Along with river cane, I did put in some silky dogwood and some swamp oaks and some bald cypress. But there's only a couple of the bald cypress that survived. I don't know what happened to them, but there's one down there that I can see. But the river cane is holding, and this will get progressively thicker, and it's going to stabilize this horseshoe cutout. So it just shows you that if you get to this stuff quick enough, other things will repopulate the area. These are elm trees, silver maples down here, several groups of silver maples, and then your other indigenous plants. Some of this stuff is honeysuckle vine stuff and winter creeper that's invasive, but that was pre-existing. It's just a thriving area now, whereas before, if left untouched, it would have just continued to erode and lose more trees. So just give you a wrap around. We'll walk up here and show what happens if you don't address the erosion this is what you end up with. Pile rocks. There's some river cane that this was I put in with this other grouping. But this is the rocks and the corrugated metal, heavy gauge metal. You see, that's holding the riverbank there. So ecologically, environmentally, I'd rather have the natural stuff than just rocks and metal. But some people like that area. Some of these city engineers, I think it's great. They can see the water. Woohoo! But I'm more about leaving things as they are. But that's a wrap for today. Just wanted to show you a couple of success stories of river cane, that it does do well in these locations. This will be underwater, and as you can see, it's all doing pretty good. All right, thanks for tuning in. Next week I'm going to talk about what got me down here on the Greenway. I'll give you the story, my story of me and the Greenway. So it goes back to 2011. So stay tuned for next week. Thank you for staying tuned. And the new subscribers, hey, I appreciate it, dudes. I don't know who you are, but I know you're out there. Adios, amigos. See ya. Stay safe over the holidays. Bye.